Hello there, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming. Let's dive right into the business of today because it's gonna shock some of you. Personally, the way things are happening right now in the world, there are things you hear and you feel like, okay, oh, really, okay. You get that feeling because it doesn't shock you anymore. You're like, I'm already prepared for this. Things are happening. A lot are happening around. But most of the times when you wake up, I don't know if you have this feeling. Whenever you wake up, I feel like, the air is heavy. The air is heavy, like the universe is about to explode something, or is about to birth something, like something is about to happen. There is tension even in the air. Now you can feel it because something is obviously wrong. The end is coming for Babylon. And that is why she is trying everything possible to keep hanging in the state where she has been hanging. Now, this is a time where they can do anything to keep holding on. We're going to dive right into that shortly. But the world is more spiritual than we think. The world is more spiritual than we see. A lot that happens spiritually, if they can happen physically, I think a lot of us would not be able to take it. Because before something comes to take its effects physically, there are vibrations and energy behind it that has worked for it to occur physically. That is to say, it has already taken its effect spiritually. There are people that run the world, like I said, and these people, to keep running the world, there are sacrifices they make, and these sacrifices involve human despicable things that when you hear of it, you ask yourself, what is happening? And do you know why this concerns us as the melanated people? It's because they use mostly people like me and you. They use people that has melanin. They use the black people, if I am permitted to use that word. They use Africans, those who have the African DNA, to conduct their rituals. Do not pollute your bloodline. Because when it is polluted, it is people that have polluted bloodline they use to betray the real ones. If you get this message, you get it. Now let's listen to this. It's a bit emotional. I don't know if you can take your time to watch it, but
candid. Barack Obama,
yes.
Joe Biden, these people raped you. And you say that you have these mountains of evidence that nobody wants to look at. What evidence do you have?
We have police reports, we have rape kits, we have information, we have videos, we have so much. But again, there's so much that I can't put completely out there, and I have mountains of it. But I do understand that when I was 16, I ran away from CPS. This is how I escaped. I was auctioned to Russia. I knew that if I went to Russia with this man that I would not come back and I would die. So I ran away and I hid for a year. I did what I had to do, and I can't say exactly what I had to do because it would put some people in danger. But I'm here and I'm alive. During this time, my pimp sent fake FBI to homes to interrogate, to disrupt the neighborhood. But when the suspects that they thought were the ones that were guilty and called them back, they didn't want anything. They didn't want to talk. They just wanted to see exactly where I was. It didn't end from there. It hasn't ended at all. I'm 27 years old now, and it should be done, because if this was just about sex, if this was just about money, this would be over. But this is not what this is about. MK Ultra exists. DID exists. This hell exists.
Explain that for people who don't understand what that really means. So what is this really all about?
This is all about power and control. MK Ultra is a mind control programming. It happens to Hollywood elites. It is happening right now to Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, many celebrities just like them. but nobody understands and nobody knows because it's a part of control. It's like someone has the remote to someone's life, and no one knows who's pushing the buttons. Dissociative identity disorder happens when you have nowhere to go with the trauma, when you have nowhere to go with the pain. So your mind splits and shatters into a million pieces, but those are people that have had to take a part of the pain and do what they have to do to stay alive.
So a lot of your detractors, skeptics, would say Allie Carter waited until July of 2020 to come out with all of this on Instagram. That was conveniently just before a highly contested hot presidential election. This is a political hit job. That's all this is. To those people, what do you say?
Human sex trafficking, human child trafficking is not an argument. It's not a political issue. It's not a religious issue. It's not a sexual orientation. It is a humanity issue. There are children that are black, white, blue, green. There is no one that needs to have an argument about this conversation. This is a humanity issue that everybody needs to move for.
Have any authorities looked underneath the Getty Museum? Has anybody investigated your claims about tunnels being there or anywhere else? Will anybody go underground? Have you shown them the door? Have you shown them how to get there?
I've tried to talk to people, and they told me they will make sure that I stay silent. Everybody covers this up. Everyone covers everything up. But it's not just the Getty. It is underground in your schools. It is underground in your cemeteries. It is underground every day where you walk on.
Who's manufacturing, who's building, who's creating these tunnels?
I don't know.
Do you have any idea?
This was almost 3 years ago, but it's resurfacing because there are cases coming up. These things are happening. These things are happening. Now, I keep saying this, that the supremacist idea, the whole thing surrounding the supremacist is control, power. Now, for them to still be in control, there are things they do to keep being in control. There are despicable things that they do. There are barbaric things that they do just to keep hanging in power and keep living in this idea of, okay, they can control people. And of course, they are doing it. They can decide to create something and then they'll shut down the whole world and say, okay, the whole earth, and then, okay, nobody goes to work today and everybody will sit at home. They can create a law and say this is how it is. Okay, today is the day that everybody have to do this, and everywhere around the world it will happen. Come on, who wouldn't want such power? Now the quest for this power and control is what is leading these people into becoming what they really are. Yes, it is through this mixture which we did with them that they are not looking like humans. But that real animalistic behavior, that reptilian behavior, that thing in them keeps coming out. Forget the legs and the face, you see them looking like you. Or you might say the difference is just the color. Sweetheart, it's not just the color. There are things beyond just the color. You need to graduate beyond the third dimension to see things for yourself. So you don't need someone to always point things out for you. Now, this is exactly what people go through. Just because we have people they call the elite, the supremacists, those who control the world, those who can just, within the twinkle of an eye, say something and it's gonna happen. Now, this same group of human beings are targeting the black community, they are targeting Al-Kebulan, they are targeting the motherland. All this while they have been doing it. They have used strategies. They have used every means possible. Is it war? Is it tribalism? Is it confusion? Is it banditry? Is it whatever? Every angle around the motherland have one thing or the other that have been implanted by this group of people. So to wipe us out. You fed someone, and when that person is full, that person comes back to take your life. This is exactly how it is. But the thing is, we don't learn. As black people, we don't learn. We tend to love these people so much, and then hanging on the lies that they manipulated in the book that was ours, and then they come to tell you that you have to forgive 70 times 7. So when they hurt you and come back and quote this part of the Bible for you, you will just be melted away. Because we are all filled with emotions. When you are melanated, you are connected to nature. You are the original. You have emotions, right? You can weigh between good and bad. You can easily pity people, like that's the emotion we're talking about. You would not just sit, no matter how angry you are, you would not just sit down and see someone who look like you, die because you feel you're angry with that person. This is our weakness. We love so much. Now, if this love can be reciprocated by these reptilians, or whatever you might call them, if this love can be reciprocated, do you think there will be a problem? No. But they can't reciprocate what they don't have. They don't have that in them. It's not innate. They were born out of anger. And if you know their history and their origin, you will understand why they were born out of anger. So what is in them is anger, rebellion, barbarism. This is what is their core. This is what they are formed in. Because when the fallen angels came, they were cast out. So already they came with that annoyance, that anger, and that everything. And this is how these people were formed. Remember, when we're talking about the book of Enoch, we talk about the book of giants. A lot of us are like, oh, you don't want to listen to that. You don't want to study that. They deliberately remove that because that is their history. Now, if you know yourself and you understand yourself, I keep talking about self-knowledge as a melanated being. Because when you don't understand yourself, you can't connect with divinity. You can't connect with your ancestors. You have to know yourself, understand yourself, so that you can connect. By the time you know yourself, you can get into yourself, meditate. From that meditation, you are excelling spiritually. So when the time comes, what you will say or what you will do would not be someone coming to tell you, but it will be from within, and you act based on what the Christ in you have said you should do. What do you think about this whole thing? Leave your comment and thought there at the section, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive. Bye for now.